you will be able to support yourself. You will have support for yourself because you took care of your future. Hello and welcome back. Let's get into today's topic. And today's quote states, "You don't have to spend like you're rich. Spend like you respect your future." Jazz Turner. Okay, let's talk about it. There have been so many videos in the past that you have seen probably 2 years ago. I think it was a big trend, of wanting to look rich, wanting to spend like you're rich, wanting to get into the vibration of richness. And you do that by spending like you're rich. Well, the falseness in that is that if you spend like you're rich, you're going to assume that this being rich means spending money and being able to have a lot of money to spend, right? However, what I've learned is that, well, no, the rich don't spend free-nilly. They are more strategic with their monies. Yes, they have extras that they can spend, but they don't just spend for the sake of spending unless they're planning on being broke. Unless they're planning on running out of money. So they have to be wise. Now, spending like you respect your money means that you're not just going to spend that $100 that you have just received because you now have $100. No, you're going to put some of that money away for your future because you know that your future is coming. I think one of the things we forget is that, yes, there is a future ahead of us. We most likely just stay in this present bubble, which it's good to live in the present. Absolutely. However, there is a future. Maybe the future is tomorrow, the future is 5 days from now, the future is 5 years from now, but a future is coming. When you spend like you're rich, you're not having that mentality of a rich person. So unless you have the mentality of a rich person, then okay, it makes sense. But a lot of times when you just hear on social media, oh, spend like you're rich, and then you feel rich, you'll start to act rich, no. When you spend that way, you end up losing because you're not thinking about your future. What you want to do instead is make sure that, yes, you're thinking that, oh, 5 years from now, I want to make sure that I'm still living comfortably. 5 years from now, I want to make sure that I have not run out of money. 5 years from now, I don't want to end up where I used to be, because that can happen. And I will tell you that I have been there. I have gone through a moment in my life in the past where I spent like I was rich because I had money in my hands, right? And it felt good to just be like, oh, I don't care that. Oh, I don't care that. Let's spend here, let's spend here. And then by the time I knew it, it was gone. And the crazy thing is that that can happen just because, you've been influenced, or perhaps it's something that you suddenly have this great job, or you suddenly accumulated this amount of money, so now you're going to spend it. There is this fact that most people who win the lottery end up going broke within 5 years. That's crazy. You have won millions of dollars and suddenly you're broke. That's because they spent like they're rich. Suddenly they've gotten this money and now they're buying XYZ and all these luxurious things, but they're not thinking about their future. They're thinking about their present. The future always comes. For the most part, in most cases, the future always comes. And again, the future could be like 5 minutes from now. But we're speaking more longevity, right? 10 years from now, 30 years from now, 5 years from now. We don't want to have to re-struggle. We don't want to have to get worse than we ever have been, because that's what happens with those people who win those millions of dollars. They've won them and then they don't just go back to how they were. They end up going in a state that was worse than where they were, because before they were that we're in a place where, okay, I'm making this amount of money and therefore I'm moving according to what I'm making, and then suddenly bam, this new money comes in. It's no longer part of the plan, so you just spend. But then you realize later that you're not only spending what you have won, you're spending what you have worked for, what you have saved for. So spend like you respect your future. That is really, really profound and beautiful, because wow, when you're 30 years, or when you're 50 years, or when you're 60 years old, you will be able to support yourself. You will have support for yourself because you took care of your future. And that's kind of where it is that when you respect your future, you take care of it. When you respect yourself, you take care of yourself, right? That's kind of where that is that you take care of yourself because you respect yourself. And so that's so important. So if you're finding yourself in that place where you're just spending here, spending there, it's time to just tone it down, all the way down actually. If you need to live frugally, then live frugally. If that's going to help you to be able to respect your future enough to take care of it and prepare yourself for it, right? So you're going to not just accumulate all of this money, but put it in places that are going to help you to grow it. Like for instance, a money market account, right? That's somewhere that I'm sure you have heard of, and if you have not, it's just another place in your bank where you could store money that can help you to grow it, right? So you're saving it, but you're saving it in multiple places. And then you could also allocate a special place for your spending money, so that, okay, you put away specific amounts of money at a time so that you could spend it when the time comes, or when you have accumulated enough. But don't just spend it all at once. That's just silly. And don't spend too much of it in a short period of time because that's also very silly. Respect your future and spend like you respect it, because it's gonna come, and you don't want to be in a place where you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? That's not a fun place to live. So we don't want that, right, ladies? We don't want that. And if you're in that position, start telling yourself, I don't want that. I respect my future. I want to have a fruitful future. I want to be supported in my future. And if you do have support, let's say where, okay, your husband is providing for you and supporting you in that sense, you still should be able to respect your future enough to say that, okay, well, I still know I have this many years left because sometimes we do have to evaluate, right? I have this many years left, and I want to make sure that I can still be taken care of in case my spouse is no longer there, something like that, or in case something happens and we cannot at the moment do what we've always done, but you'll be supported. And that stems from the beginning, from where you are right now to where you're going to be in the future. So respecting your future is imperative. Spending like you respect your future is imperative, because again, taking care of yourself, taking care of your future is needed. And you do that by spending according to where you want to be, not just in the present moment, right? We don't want that. We want to be taken care of. Okay, that was very short. I know my battery is running low. It's going to turn off at any moment, and I don't want it to turn off. That's very simple. I hope that that was helpful for you. I hope that reminded you. I hope that got you to kind of get in this place where it's like, okay, I'm going to think about what I'm spending before I spend it. I'm not just going to go to the coffee shop every day, 3 times a day, spending unnecessarily. I'm going to allocate spending money into a specific place. I am going to spend when the time is right. I'm going to spend not just because I can right now, but because I know where my future is, and I know where I want my future to go. And I want to live it in abundance as well. And by spending like you respect your future, you're able to prep yourself for that future. You're able to ensure that your future will be grand and that it will be a place where that you have provided, a place that is free of stress, free of chaos, free of worry, because you have set yourself up for the future by spending like you respect it. And yeah, so that's really, really beautiful. I hope that makes sense. I hope that also just sparked it. I hope that sparked it for you, and you're just thinking to yourself, you know what? That's absolutely right. That is absolutely right. I need to get it together. I need to stop doing what I've been doing and think about my future and not just the present, because again, the future is coming and it might come faster than you think, and you don't want to just scramble, wonder, worry, and have stress. You want to live a free, enjoyable, stressful life. So my friends, that's it for today. Be sure to subscribe, and if you have made it to this end of the video, give this video a thumbs up, or in the comment section actually leave a thumbs up emoji. I love those emojis. I would love to see some emojis, some interaction. And yeah, thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.